Today we are going to discuss next control statements, namely switch statement. Switch statement. Switch statement allows us to choose one particular group of statements from several available groups of statements, and the selection of a particular group is based on current value of the expression included in a switch statement. In other words, switch statement is used to choose one of the many alternatives. You will be given many alternatives, and if you want to choose one of them, then this switch statement is used. And the selection of a particular alternative is based on the current value of the expression which is included in a switch statement. The general form of switch statement is as follows. Switch in parenthesis expression, then body of switch starts from this case label, case expression 1, statement 1, break, case expression 2, statement 2, statement 2, break, and so on. So n such expressions will be there, and one of the groups of statements is labeled as default, and here is default block, default block, break. So what you are observing here is you are given many alternatives, many groups of statements to be executed. One of them is a default, and in each alternative you are observing that first statement is preceded by case labels. These case labels are identifiers which identify particular group of statements and distinguish them from one another, and therefore these case labels used in a switch statement must be unique within given a switch statement. When switch statement is encountered or when switch statement occurs, expression is evaluated. It results in a integer value, and if one of the case label value is matching with value of the expression, then that particular control is directly transferred to that particular group of statement, and that particular group gets executed by this particular statement. And because of this break statement, at the end of each block, control comes out, or break causes the exit of the control. If none of the case label value is matching with value of the expression, then one of the block which is labeled as a default will get executed, and this break will provide exit from the switch statement. This is how this particular switch statement gets executed. Break statement is appearing at the end of each case, which signals that end of particular case and provides or causes exit from the switch statement. Let us look at a particular example of switch statement, how one can write a C program by using a switch statement. Suppose what I want to do is I want to grade the students in a particular class, in a particular subject. So what I am doing by this particular program is I am grading the students. I am grading the students. few C statements are there, and then here starts with variable index, which is defined as marks divided by 10. This is an integer division. Therefore, if you are entering a mark of a particular student, then you will get index right from 1 to 10. If student secures mark 100 out of 100, then this integer division will result in 10. If it secures marks 89, then it will result in an integer value, namely 8. If it secures marks 75, then this integer expression will result in integer 7, and so on. Then switch. In parenthesis index, and then we have case 10, case 9, case 8, and here if a student secures marks more than 80, then I am giving grade equal to honors, and then break. Then case 7, case 6, if secures marks more than 60, then grade which I am going to confer is first division. First division. Remember, honors and this first division, these are string constants which are followed by break to provide exit from the switch statement. Now case 5, grade equal to second division, break. Then case 4, grade equal to third division, semicolon followed by break. After break there is semicolon, break. And then here is a default block. If he secures marks less than 40, and default block is grade equal to fails, and is followed by break. Here the switch statement gets completed, and when the control comes out, what it prints is printf string on a new line and value of grade. So this is an example of switch statement. If student secures marks, say 100 out of 100, then marks divided by 10, value of this variable index will be 10, and then the control will directly jump to first case, namely case 10. But no statement is there, so it will skip as a sequential execution. Will go to the next statement, namely 9. Nothing is there, it will go to 8, and then it will print the grade honors by this particular printf statement, because this break will provide exit from switch. Similarly, if student secures mark 61, the value of index will be 61 divided by 10. Integer, being an integer division, the answer will be 6, not 6.1. 6. Then what will happen? It will directly jump to this particular case and it will print first division. If he secures marks say 52, then the value of index will be 5 and this particular case label value is matching with 5. So this particular block will get executed and it will print second division. If he secures marks 41, then case label value 4 is matching with index and this particular block will get executed and will print third division. If student secures marks less than 40, suppose 38, then none of the case label value is matching with the value of the expression, namely 3, and therefore this default block will get executed and it will print the grade, namely fails. This is how this particular program works. Remember, we can design, to choose one of the many alternatives, we can design program using if-else statement also. But if you use if-else statement, then if the number of alternatives are increasing, then complexity of the program dramatically increases and the program becomes difficult to read and follow. Moreover, it may confuse the person who has designed it, and the switch statement is free from this particular drawback. So in a switch statement, complexity which appears there in if-else is not there. Then the next control statement which we are going to discuss, which we have already used in connection with switch statement, is the break statement. The break statement. The break statement. Break statement is used to terminate a loop or to provide exit from a switch statement. And the general form, the way it is used, is break followed by semicolon. This is general form. So when break is encountered during a loop such as while, do while and for, then control directly jumps out of the loop and the loop gets terminated without waiting to get back to test condition. The loop will be immediately terminated when this break is encountered. Here is an example, like while expression, this is relational expression or test condition, few C statements are there, and then break, again few C statements are there. So when this particular loop will get executed, even in the first pass, when this break is encountered, the control will directly jump out of this particular loop and the loop will get terminated in the first pass itself. Then the next control statement which occurs within while, do while and for is the continue statement. The continue statement. Continue statement. The continue statement is used to bypass remainder of the current pass during a loop. This particular statement will not terminate, this continue statement does not terminate a loop, but rather the loop statements, remainder of the loop statements, they are skipped and computation directly proceeds to the next pass. Here is an example. Suppose I have while. It is used in conjunction with while, do while and for. While expression, few C statements are there, and here is continue statement, continue semicolon, this is the format, and then these two C statements are there. So this particular statement will not terminate this particular loop. Loop will get repeatedly executed as long as this expression is true. But in every pass, these two statements will be skipped because of this continue statement, and only these three statements will get executed during every pass. And the moment this expression becomes false, as usual, the loop will get terminated. And the general form, as we have seen, is simple, continue followed by semicolon. Then the next thing which we are going to discuss is the comma operator. Comma operator. Commas are used primarily in conjunction with for statement, where more than one expressions will appear in a section where ordinarily a one expression appears. It allows to appear more than one expressions in a section where normally or generally only one expression occurs. Here is an expression, here is an example. For instead of expression 1, I have two parts of expression 1. Expression 1a, comma, expression 1b. So instead of simply a single expression 1, I have two expressions, namely expression 1a and expression 1b as a part of a single section which is separated by comma. Expression 2, which is test condition, which will appear here, and then semicolon. Instead of expression 3, expression 3a, comma, expression 3b. So in a section where ordinarily single expression occurs, more than one expression will appear which will be separated by commas. Here is an example. For I am initializing x to 0.85, comma, y to 0.95, and then test condition, so long as x is less than y, x is multiplied by 1.02 and y is multiplied by 1.04. This is an example. So these two expressions are separated by commas. These two expressions are separated by commas, and test condition has to be a single, maybe a rather compound condition, but it has to be single condition. So what happens here is x star y, so the loop begins by taking values of x and y such as 0.85 and 0.95, condition is true, and every time what happens is x is multiplied by 1.02 and y is multiplied by 1.04. Meaning of x star equal to 1.02 is x equal to x star 1.02, and meaning of y star equal to 1.04 is y equal to y star 1.04. Then another use of comma operator is that it can be used to combine related expressions into a one expression or a single expression. It can be used to combine two or more expressions which are related into a single expression. What I want to do is as follows. So this is an exercise. These are two memory locations, namely x and y, and the contents of x and y are 5 and 3 respectively, integer values 5 and 3 respectively. What I want to do is I want to interchange these two values. What I want is content of x as a 3 and content of y as a 5. So how to do this interchange? If I am writing x equal to y, what will happen with this assignment? Value of y will be assigned to x. So this will be the picture inside the computer. X, y. So value of y will be copied in a memory location x. Value of y will be assigned to x, means content of y will be copied in a memory location x. So this will become 3, 3 with x equal to y. If I am writing y equal to x, then what will happen is as follows. So y is getting copied if I am writing x equal to y, and if I am writing y equal to x, then content of x becomes content of y, 5, 5. So every time what is happening, in this case 5 is lost and in this case 3 is lost. So the numbers are not saved, and therefore one technique is there in order to interchange the two values of two variables. Namely, what I am going to do is I am going to use a one temporary location, namely t or temp t here. Then what I will do is, in this t, this x will be transferred. So how will you write that? T equal to x. Content of x becomes content of t. So 5 has copied in t. And then this will be transferred to x. So this will be transferred to x, that it can be written as x equal to y, so that the content of x will now become 3. Content of x now will become 3. And then content of t is transferred to y. So 5 has been transferred here. So how will you write that? Y equal to t. Meaning is t is assigned to y. Content of t becomes content of y. In this way, these two numbers have interchanged. A content of x is now 3 and content of y is now 5. And as soon as control comes out, this particular memory location is lost. This technique is called as swapping. Interchanging two values is called as swapping. And these are three similar statements. These are three related statements. So what comma operator will do is three related expression can be written into a single statement. And this is how I am writing it. T equal to x, comma, x equal to y, comma, y equal to t. Y equal to t. So instead of these three separate statements, I have just a single C statement where related expressions are separated by commas. This is another use of comma operator. Then the next control statement which we are going to discuss, almost the last, is the go to statement. Go to statement. Go to statement. Go to is a single word, please remember. Go to is used to alter the normal sequence of execution of program by transferring control to some other part of the program. So normally a program gets executed sequentially. If you want to change that sequence, if you want to transfer the control from one part of the program to some other part, then go to statement is used. And this is how this go to statement will appear. Go to label. Label is an identifier which is used to label the target statement and to which control is to be transferred, and target statement will appear like this: label colon and then statement, then statement. Okay, so go to statement to transfer the control from one particular part of the program to some other part, and this is target statement to which control is to be transferred. There are two forms of go to statement. First one is go to label semicolon. Few C statements are there, and here is a target statement which is preceded by this identifier, or namely label statement. So what you are observing here is go to is appearing before the target statement, and after executing this, control directly jumps to this target statement. This is called as forward jump. This is called as forward jump. And then another format is here label target statement. statement, few C statements are there, and then go to label, go to label. So in this case what will happen? Go to is appearing after the target statement. So with this go to, control will directly jump to this labeled statement or target statement, which is preceded by an identifier, namely label. This is called as a backward jump. Backward jump, because control is going back, backward jump. And here the control jumps in a forward direction. Here the control jumps in a backward direction. So go to is truly an unconditional jump. Unconditional jump. It doesn't require any condition. One important advice is that you should not use go to statement while writing C program, because making use of go to statement in a C program is an indication of a poor programming practice. Therefore, one should not use go to statement in the C program as far as possible. So next time we will discuss user defined functions. Here ends this chapter, so I will stop here. Thank you.